This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome to the Pulse of Africa News. I'm Froel Namwag with the latest. First, our top stories for today. Ethiopia welcomes appointment of Girma Amente as African Union Permanent Representative to the United Nations and World Trade Organization. UN Special Representative for Libya praises Morocco's commitment in facilitating inter-Libyan dialogue. Ghana raises cocoa prices paid to farmers by 63%. Now, the news in detail. Ethiopia welcomes appointment of Girma Amente as African Union Permanent Representative to the United Nations Office and World Trade Organization in Geneva. Foreign Affairs Minister of Ethiopia welcomed the appointment of Girma Amente as the African Union Permanent Representative to the United Nations Office and World Trade Organization in Geneva. The ministry said in a statement today that Ethiopia appreciates the decision of the chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, to appoint Girma Amente to this important position, which underscores the significance the Union attaches to Ethiopia's role in representing the continent at international fora. The ministry expressed its full confidence in Girma Mente's ability to serve with distinction. Drawing on his extensive leadership experience, Girma Mente has held various high-level positions, including his most recent post as the Minister of Agriculture of Ethiopia. Uganda is about to host 2 million refugee crisis as escalating crisis in Sudan, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo drive hundreds of people to cross the border daily in search of safety and life-saving aid. More refugees seek safety in Africa's largest refugee hosting country, Uganda, as funding cuts hamper humanitarian support in one of the worst funding crises in decades. Since the start of 2025, an average of 600 people per day have arrived in the country, with the numbers expected to reach 2 million by the year's end. Already, Africa's largest refugee hosting country and the third largest globally, Uganda is currently home to 1.93 million refugees, over a million of whom who are below the age of 18. Yet the humanitarian response currently faces one of the worst funding crises in decades, says United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Ghana raises cocoa prices paid to farmers by 63%. Ghana on Monday increased the producer price of cocoa by more than 60% ahead of the 2025-26 season, a move expected to put pressure on top cocoa producing rivals like Ivory Coast. The move could also raise global cocoa costs even further at a time when supply chains are already tightening due to climate shocks and aging farms. Finance Minister Kasiela Toforson said the rate paid to farmers will rise from $3,100 to $5,040 per ton, a 62.58% increase. The cocoa farmers remain a critical pillar of our economy, and this government is committed to ensuring they benefit from the gains we are making, the ministry said at a news conference in the capital Accra. Ghana, the world's second largest cocoa producer, typically sets its price ahead of Ivory Coast, which leads global production. UN Special Representative for Libya praises Morocco's commitment as a very important partner in facilitating inter-Libyan dialogue. The Special Representative for Libya and head of the United Nations Support Mission in Libya, Hanna Serwatete, on Monday in Rabat praised Morocco's commitment to facilitating dialogue between the Libyan parties. In a press statement following her meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, African Cooperation and Moroccan expatriate Nasser Bourita, Tete expressed her deep appreciation to the kingdom for its effort to advance the political process in Libya, as well as for its consistent support to United Nations Support Mission in Libya. Morocco is a very important partner in building agreement and consensus among Libyan interlocutors, she added, noting that the kingdom contributed to overcoming crucial stages in this process. In other news, United Kingdom and France to ratify one in, one out migrant return deal. Britain said it would begin implementing a deal to return migrants who arrive on a small boat to France within days after a treaty on the arrangement. Under the new deal, France has agreed to accept the return of undocumented people arriving in Britain by small boats, in exchange for Britain agreeing to accept an equal number of legitimate asylum seekers with British family connections. A treaty on the scheme was signed last week, but not previously announced ahead of Tuesday's ratification. Britain said the European Commission and EU member states had given the green light to the plan. Australia and Japan strike largest defense deal for advanced warships. Australia and Japan have reached the largest defense industry agreement ever between both countries for the production of advanced warships for the Australian Navy, the country's Minister of Defense Richard Marles said. Australia will upgrade its naval force with 11 Mogami-class frigates built by Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, Marles said on Tuesday. Marles said this is clearly the biggest defense industry agreement that has ever been struck between Japan and Australia.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel, all the time. Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Now to business news. South Africa outlines support measures in the response to United States tariffs. South Africa outlines support measures for local companies that will be hit by a 30% United States tariff this week, including exemptions from some competition rules and financial support facilities. Africa's biggest economy has tried for months to negotiate a deal with Washington, offering to buy United States liquefied natural gas and invest $3.3 billion in United States industries in a framework deal proposed to Trump's team. South African officials say the United States tariffs could cause tens of thousands of job losses, especially in the agriculture and car-making industries, as Trump pushes to reshape global trades in favor of the United States. Addressing a press conference, South Africa's Trade and Foreign Minister said a block exemption from some aspects of the Competition Act was being developed that would allow competitors to collaborate and coordinate. Finally, Elon Musk awarded $29 billion pay package from Tesla. Tesla's board is giving Elon Musk another huge payday. The company's latest CEO pay package, worth about $29 billion, comes several months after a Delaware court's rejection for a second time Musk's 2018 performance award following a shareholder lawsuit. Musk is currently appealing the order. In a letter to shareholders Monday, Tesla said that Musk has not received meaningful compensation for 8 years, and that its legal efforts continue to reinstate the 2018 pay package, adding that there is no clear timeline for resolution. The package would give Musk 96 million shares of Tesla, each of which trades at just over $300. Musk would have to pay $23.34 for each of those shares, equal to the amount he was expected to pay when he was first awarded his 2018 compensation package. Before concluding, let us provide you with the latest update on global commodity prices. Now to weather updates. That's all for today, and thanks for watching Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.